Alright, so we go ahead.
Ben and I have been really busy, between...
Yes, Lorax, the voices in your head have started up again.
Yes. Ben and I have been really busy this week. We've had a lot of stuff going on, and can't speak for him, at least, but the spring has not been good for poor Mr. Wayne. It has my sinuses have just been killing me on and off, and today is definitely an on.
Which is great because normally it's sinuses kill you once and then that's it.
Right.
Let's see.
So
all of our leopard. He's flagellant too. Yeesh. I think I might actually get rid of that. If he had any other things, I'd go for it. But yeah, he's basically the wheeled trick pony, and I'm not interested.
Right. Is there a new recruit potential? I don't think
not that I saw.
Okay, I don't remember.
Bad gambler.
Do you remember if we checked last time or not?
Should we lock that in? By the way, minus 10 stresses.
I mean, Crusaders have a fairly easy time getting rid of their own.
That's
with
true.
That one. We don't actually have that rest ability, but we could.
Said you're still a little bit stressed, so let's go ahead and make you pray.
Oh, I'm praying all right.
Since this is short, we can kind of get away with this a little bit.
Right.
He's actually part of the party, so he stays.
Oh, hey, Ven.
Hey there, Ven. Yes, indeed, there is the new update. Which the options are here? Yes. I think it's...
A ton of events, so we can choose... check, what's the description on there? Adjust the frequency of town events which happen upon return from a quest. Looks like we can't adjust the frequency yet.
Right. But yeah, there is the new update. I currently have no idea how it goes, so we will see how it goes.
Oh,
great.
Oh, that's kind of... I don't know if I ever noticed that before, but you see the... seems like the lights are a little more colorful at night.
Yeah. Well, certainly, I would hope they were more colorful than during the day.
It's a magical contrast,
Let's see.
Ven, now that you're here, I kind of want your input on something. Ben and I have been kind of discussing this, and I've been wanting somebody who's played the game a little bit longer to kind of weigh in. And it's like, how valuable do you find scouting? Like, I've tended to start prioritizing it. Wanting to, if I don't have a person with at least the explorer, the 20%, I'll try to bring in somebody with the rest skill to increase it, or or in my home game, the map, or something like that.
Deeds and crests. The mission that I'm on increases the amount of crests that we've got. That needs portraits and crests.
Right.
So we kind of need a little bit of everything, it looks like. Except maybe busts? Well, we would want that, I think.
Would you say you feel a little crestfallen?
No, I wouldn't, actually. Huh.
You need to get your food cooked properly, dude, if you're still tasting maggots in it.
Yeah, we've still got a little bit of stuff to upgrade, so...
Personally, I don't see much point in raising the Stagecoach network too high, because you can always, send in some lower ranked people and wait for somebody good to show up. I guess it increases.
Yeah.
I guess it increases the odds of rebuilding in a pinch if you ever get wiped, but I'm starting to.
Yeah, it kind of depends on how quickly you go through adventures.
Right. I've only been subject to one TPK, and that's what ended my first, off stream game. I just didn't feel like continuing it at that point. So I didn't even get my...
Mike's only got 3. Let's see if I can get him another one.
Right. I didn't even get him killed by a Shambler or anything cool. That was, they just got, puked on to death by critical hit pigs.
I think just good old encourage is good.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And I think that's the only one.
Now keep in mind, especially since we're short on money, you don't have to get everybody a 4th.
Well, I'm just taking a look and seeing.
Yeah, I think that was really good.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting too. They kind of reinforce the character types and rules because the Abomination has pretty much all bad, unique rest things.
I'm just saying.
Is that new, or have I?
I think you just weren't looking at it.
I don't think I've ever gotten Abomination with that.
Anyway.
Okay, I take it back.
I think you're right that we might as well keep at least some of the money in reserve.
Right.
All right. So he's already good. He's got stun skill, damage versus Eldritch. We'll be running to some Eldritch things here. It'll be great.
Right. The human type, I think, is more frequent in the Weald because you'll get the both Mushroom Men and the Hags.
There's no reason to have the Bleed Charm, so let's switch that out for something else.
And actually, yeah, you may, if we have the Manslayer ring.
I'm thinking this one, actually.
Okay. Yeah, if we have the Manslayer ring, you might want to use that instead of the Eldritch Essence, because humans are by far the most common type in the Weald. I don't think we do, though.
Yeah, I think that's not one we have. We have the Eldritch Slayer and we have the Beast Slayer, and I don't think we've ever gotten any of the others.
Gotcha. I gotta say, for considering that the blank Slayer rings are common, they're probably the most useful common trinkets. Like, I'm still using them we're still using them even now, because the damage is top tier. The drawback is fairly minor, -2 dodge, and you can fairly reliably predict the most common type in a dungeon you're going to.
Go ahead and just do for damage.
Do you have anything that increases speed? Because he's got a really reliable stun move. Oh, the padlock that does stun and blight. His stun and blight chances. Yeah, that one.
I hate to emphasize the point, but I tend to prefer letting him transform.
Oh, okay.
That's why I have the transformation padlock on.
We haven't used it in so long, I forgot. In that case, you probably want to...
Yeah, basically, these two can mitigate stress and do stuff. I want to have him just be able to dish out damage, especially as the Man-at-Arms also has a reliable stun.
Okay, then yeah, in that case, I would definitely agree with that.
So, yeah, let's just do that. Because we're going to be keeping the light on pretty well. Let's see, we don't have... I'm not impressed. I'm kind of whelmed, actually.
Right. Yeah, if you're using... If you're using the Man-at-Arms for a very... honestly, if given the stress isn't too much of a deal here.
Yeah, especially at low
Jester,
levels.
right. Normally, I would take the heavy boots over the head.
For move resist? Oh, for protection. Yeah, that's fair enough.
It feels like we're doing Dinkus Dungeon despite his
Zane.
Well, Zane,
why would we
are.
How would we be spiting you with Darkest Dungeon? Then, do we have a good stun charm? Because he's got a stun move.
It's the ball with a star on it, righten up a little bit.
Fair enough.
Now keep in mind, if you're going to be using a stun move, why not just use that Rampart Shield? It'll also increase the odds it'll knock them back, too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the 5% damage, but we might as well let him use his unique thing.
Oh.
Because he was like, oh, it's 33% off, but still expensive. Well, there's a new update. You could do it. Okay, I think that should be okay.
Okay. I noticed Ven never got back to me about the scouting discussion. I am doing that whole, kind of whacking my finger, shamingly at you, I guess the term would be.
Should we include any of the anti-venom or bandages?
For the Weald, I like to do 1 or 2 of each because they're all actually used.
Okay.
Like the bandages are for mummies and the trees, anti-venom for the locks and the other trees.
Do we use holy water at all?
Only for the generic curiosity. We could skip that one.
Okay. Well, in that case, let us embark.
As I understand it, the Eldritch altars can appear anywhere, and that includes the Weald. And that means you trade in 1 holy water for a removal of a negative quirk, which is awesome. But gambling on that is,
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good.
We're going to have to go this way, definitely, because there's room battle.
There's room battle.
And we have...
Oh, there's a tree right there.
And it's...
Those are the anti-venom.
Anti-venom.
A handsome reward.
Oh, my bad.
How many shovels do we have? And we got plenty.
Oh, we've got 3.
60?
60, 50, 80, 70. Oof. Thankfully, at lower levels, it doesn't matter as much. You got your corruption, my soil. You got your soil, my corruption.
That's the one that uses holy water.
Huh.
It is a... I think it also purges a negative quirk. Works and bikes on this run, definitely nervous.
Well, we don't have holy water, so we'll see if we can come back for it.
Doesn't that figure, you know?
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Zane says, if people have to quest in the Forsaken Graveyard, is it really Forsaken at that point? At the moment, it would not be, right?
Yeah. Alright.
How much stress we're looking at. That's not too bad.
Alright.
I guess that's one of the interesting things with this one, is that I don't find the transformations to be worth it. Basically, I don't think he does enough extra damage to justify the lack of crowd control you're getting and the stress you're inflicting for it. And obviously, Ben disagrees.
Obviously.
One thing I really like about a reliable pushback move on these guys is that the little crawling mushrooms are one of the types of enemies that do very little whenever they're in the front two ranks. Now, granted, theirs kicks them back too, and Escape Cloud can still blight two party members, so, you know.
And yes, Wesker is fairly appropriate, I dare say.
As the fiend falls,
Yeah, we had somebody actually mention that if we're doing Resident Evil names, they should have a Wesker Abomination. It's like, well, at the time we only had Zane, and then it's like, oh, you know what? Well, here we go. Does he get protection when he's transformed?
No.
He does not. Okay. So there's a list of stuff he gets, and I know a damage buff is one of them.
Is dead, so we go ahead and bonk him. If I'd really been thinking, I probably would have tried to protect him. Because I know where the attacks are going to be going, but...
Right. What does the debuff do on him?
It's -5 damage, -4 speed.
Well, I think the one for 3 round, or the one that's 1 round left, was probably inflicted by
the mark? Could be.
Zane is sort of appropriate, since the last 2 LPs were RE games. An honorary character at this point.
That's alright, we don't have any good hit close abilities. That's alright.
Yeah, I can't help thinking that they should have let him do...
Then we bonked that one on that.
Because the occultist is... Yeah, they should have, like, made...
unforgiving.
maybe, like... Oh, yes, so if you did Hands of the Abyss from the front rank, though, then he'd be probably too good. And the reason we have to do debate between one of his best moves and his healing move is, you know, just to make sure that you can't just pick the best one every time.
Right.
But yeah, that being said, yeah, the weakening curse is actually pretty strong.
It's alright. Alright. So we continue on this way. Let's...
You could move him into rank.
I don't want to move him anywhere.
Okay.
Because if I move
here, Sway has to be in 2 or 3, right?
And Zane also has to basically be in either 2 or 3.
Yep.
Or 2 or 1. And unless I want to do the bolster man-at-arms, that just wouldn't really work well.
Yeah, I've been toying around with, like, the next time, like, maybe for the level 3 Prophet, it might be interesting to put the man-at-arms in rank 4, give him that, like, the ultimate tower shield, the one that gives him, like, you know, hella resistances and lots of healing on him whenever he's in rank 4, and then basically just have him take the hit of whoever's getting rained on, and then focus on, you know, healing him, and then, you know...
There we go.
Whereas then you have the issue of every other time he'll hit 2 people with this healing. So you'll have to, you know, factor that in, but...
Let's go do this again. This rending or beast charging her should be pretty good.
Right.
6 to 11.
Yeah, She doesn't actually lose any options at all for being in the front. I think she loses pole, maybe. Like the Eldritch moves might be back rank only. But I know she can do the stress move from anywhere.
Right.
Very nice.
Yep, getting rid of the stress dealer is very nice.
I'm still like taken aback that they have that rare drop of their music boxes and everything. You just have to kill, dozens of them to actually get them all.
Right.
It's like, yeah, we're here at I think we just now got one, either last stream or the stream before last. That's a lot of Darkest Dungeon.
Right.
Without realizing those things exist.
Next round.
It's true. Just opened him up for.
Actually, let's go ahead and do a little more stress mitigation.
Right. If we can get Wesker to have the transform back, so much the better.
Yep. Usually I can do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there we are.
Perfect.
Transforms back.
Everybody else gets 1 point of stress.
Yeah, so it's just -4 speed.
Yeah. Catching his breath and everything.
Hey, 1 point of stress is better than nothing.
True.
Bonk on the head. Sprawl, so Wayne, have you ventured into the Darkest Dungeon offline game, or are you saving that experience for the stream itself?
Yes, I am. I want to go in completely unspoilt by... Well, not... those are the webs, yeah. Or, those are the webs.
Those are, in fact, the webs.
That is indeed the problem. Those are bandages.
Bandages.
Yes, I have seen Mog play a little bit of the actual darkest dungeon, but I think I mentioned in the stream before, she did one encounter with a bunch of mooks, I forgot what, and then got owned by a pack of saddlers and called it quits. And so I think that's the last I've seen her play of the game even.
Spoilers: people will die.
So aside from that, I have seen nothing of the darkest dungeon. And we'll be keeping it that way, yeah.
And then that is medicine?
Herbs, yeah.
Not bad.
So I've been slowing down on the Darkest Dungeon offline.
Nature herself.
That being said, I think I mentioned that I've been playing that one very slow paced, making sure I have lots of upgrades to actually make sure people are maxed out for the veteran tier dungeons. Because it is nuts how difficult they are compared to... Or the champion tier. Because it's nuts how difficult they are compared to everything else.
I might as well do some damage to kill that one. Ron.
And getting a critical hit is even better.
Wow.
Yeah, without an actual chance...
Yeah, they've got a 100%. Mm. Well... Monk on the head.
Yes, I am fully expecting people to die.
And really, that means that is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's just...
Seal the deal.
Yep. Heal up and do all of that fun stuff, and...
Seal the deal. I meant heal the deal. And make sure I grab the right soda over here.
Well, mine's over here.
Well, I meant as opposed to getting there's one or two older cups there.
Okay, here we go.
You can usually tell, but when you pick it up and you don't hear any ice or anything, it's going to be the wrong one. But I am absent-minded enough.
Kind of weird that they're getting surprised as often as they are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see.
Well, we're keeping the lights up. So. Yeah, I also think that it would have been nice if transforming gave him a move to hit the back. Like some kind
well, he can hit everything except the back row.
Well, yeah. But he already could with Chain.
Yep, it is that time again.
He can't, I swear.
Very.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yes, the champion tier bosses is what he bases his boss difficulty on. I always say things like the Canon or the Hag are kind of hard, and apprentice level, middling on the boss difficulty scale. Yeah, I have not actually gotten to any champion tier bosses. The dungeons themselves have been. Yeah,
we're still working our way towards that for ours.
Right. Yeah, the biggest problem I've been having with them is just how high the critical hit rate gets. In at that point. Like, I don't know if you were here in time for it, Sprawl, but earlier I was recounting when I was playing that, and I had, I have a team waiting to be TPK'd because I got like 2 of them killed by going crazy, taking stress critical hits from the pigs, the vomiting pigs and the warrens, because just every hit was a critical hit. And so yeah, the entire group got stressed. The entire group panicked. I ended up rolling. And one of them was irrational. I think the other one was basically 2 of the worst, afflictions that they can possibly get. And when I tried to camp to get. I tried to camp to get some stress removed before I got them back to town. And the occultist refused to use his negate ambush move. So that was that. I got ambushed, and you can't run from an ambush, and they died. So.
And dogs are the worst. I agree with the Sprawl.
Yeah, the hook pigs and the vomiting pigs adjusted. And it turns out that was just really, really lousy RNG on my part. Because the wiki says they have, I think, 18% critical chance, but it was 7 out of 8. Vomits in that dungeon were criticals. So it's just, it's possible to have that happen. Obviously it happened, but it's just very unfortunate.
If we ever get holy water, we'll go ahead and do that.
And it really kind of reinforces why Ben was right. The dodge is more important or weapons are more important than armor, because that way you can build up your dodge, and an attack that misses you won't critical you.
Right.
Go for the easiest level 5 dungeon. That makes sense. I don't think I've actually been there yet. I know what the wiki says. I'm pretty sure the hook picks are auto crit. Yeah. There's something really weird with the math on critical hits. It feels like, yeah. There's some kind of hidden value about it.
All right. Easy as pie.
Yeah, unfortunately the spiders and stuff tend to not carry too much loot. Like, come on, haven't we played Final Fantasy? We know those things are rolling in it.
Oh, it has a lock.
Yeah, you can. That's the one that can get one of the few that has 2 solutions. You can use the key to open it safely, or you can use the anti-venom to disable the trap. At which point, I assume they brute forced it open.
Right. Let's see. Oh, convenient.
Mm-hmm.
When they said short dungeon, they were not joking.
Yeah. That's what, 6 rooms, not counting the one you start in?
Bandage?
Yep. Presumably unwinding the bandages, but...
Laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Well, we've got plenty of these.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. That's worth some cash. You can check the map and verify that you don't have any more... Oh, there's one more obstacle coming up. Yeah. Don't hold the shovel for that. I could drop the Jade or the other bandage.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Jade. Well, actually... Oh, we've got one more curio.
Mm-hmm.
Could require that. So yeah, I'll just drop the Jade, and I don't need 10 more food.
Right.
Let's see.
Standard Cove
fight coming up.
Standard Cove party of cultists.
Uh-oh.
Hello. Cultist, Plague Doc, and a number 1 stunner can easily clear the cove.
Party buffs all around.
Yeah, I would say the Sprawl is exactly on the money on that one. You said basically you experiment with your crazy stuff on levels 1 and 3 dungeons, but for 5 you need to know what parties work where. Yeah, I would say you have to min-max to survive the veteran stuff. All the gloves are off at that point, and yeah. I think that's where, like, if we had done some kind of fun run, where we had said that, like, whatever you all want us to play, we will use, take that into a dungeon. You can do that no problem in Apprentice here. It's very forgiving. And once you're able to upgrade people's equipment, it's actually kind of trivial, but then you get to the veteran, it starts getting tougher. And then, champion, you can't really get ahead of the curve numerically anymore. You have to be, you have to be stronger than that. coming up with really good synergy, things that are better than what the math on its own indicates. You can build up your... Oh, that'll work.
Yeah, with the extra crit chance, you have a better chance of actually making it work.
Makes sense
There
to
we
me.
are.
Speaking of crit chance. I'm really torn on Jesters because the higher chance to crit helps out with the stress mitigation and helps out with making their DPS higher than it would otherwise seem. The flip side is they don't do much base damage and they're really dependent on bleed.
Right.
So, kind of torn on that.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and retribution.
Zane was asking, is the Collector a boss?
It is basically a mini boss.
Yeah. Part of it is you... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sprawl said the same thing that I was kind of getting at. You can overlevel your equipment to the lower ones, take level 2, the Apprentice, etc., but there is no... Right, exactly. Yeah, you basically cannot power level ahead of the curve for a Veteran. You have to find a way to get yourself, ahead of the curve somewhere else with really good combos and everything.
The problem I have is hitting the back rank is a bit difficult with this group.
Right.
Ooh.
Oh, clutch dodge there. Oh, he's guarding the Collector?
Right.
Yeah. I see the shield icon now. Womp. Did you just give a screech of triumph?
That might have been the Abomination.
Okay.
Arg.
We need to subtitle the guy. What is he yelling in unholy beast ease? I'll take care of that. Yeah, that works too.
Fortunately, I think he's going to call before I can do anything about it.
Right. It's true, you could try to debuff his speed, and that would at least slow down what the shenanigans can get up to. Yep.
Yeah, that's my only problem. I can't really hit him in the back rank. And,
Well, there's a thought, yeah. Then...
So that way I can still cut him and...
Right, and Rampart Shield is going to guarantee
actually,
that
I can rage and hit him. Mm-hmm. So let's try to do that before before anyone can move in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, Sprawl, but that makes sense. Yeah, he mentions he'll always use Collect Call if he's in rank 1 and never in rank 4. Whereas otherwise it's a percentage. Yeah, that would make sense. So I've seen him do it in rank 2 fairly frequently.
Well, that works in my favor.
Mm-hmm. You've guarded the wrong one. Yeah, it seems like the heads he summons are always just pure RNG. Like I've seen them do things like the Vestal buff somebody who's literally dying from blight instead of healing them. Well, we almost got him. Well, almost, I mean, but that wasn't much damage.
Well, considering that he has 25% protection.
Ah, yeah. Vessels and Men-at-Arms do have some AI, Sprawl says.
Interesting.
A very limited one, I would assume, then. He's been pretty cooperative about not using...
Lifesteal?
Yeah.
Interesting that he's not stressing out the Abomination at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess when you're a monstrous abomination from the abyss, you're just not impressed with what they can come up with. Vessel will heal the Collector if he's below a certain health threshold. It must be either a low threshold or... yeah, it must either be a very low threshold or something it's possible for it to be overridden or anything. I've seen the Collector a pretty low amount of health, and the Vessel still ignoring him.
Nice. And bleeds, of course.
Yep. Yeah, I have not yet pulled the trigger on upgrading the Occultist's heal move all the way in my current game. Seems like it's just really not
So the
working.
Collector is dead.
Yep.
On his turn.
Seems like it's really not worth the risk to increase the chance and damage per tick on bleed.
Oof.
Ooh, that's not good. Well, as soon as, if he wraps up the fight, we can pump her full of food.
Right. And that is exactly what he can do.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
That's true. You can scarf down one stack. You can only have 4.
Yep.
The food doesn't solve for much back home, so.
None of the others need it, I don't think. So
That's true, Sprawl. Everybody's at level 6. They have a base. Everybody's going to have at least a 70% bleed chance because of the 10 plus 10 per rank. So. Uh-oh. Well, 1 bandage left, yeah. That was a lot of bleed she must have had on her.
If I had known that, I would have... Thankfully, I know there's no room fight here.
Right. That being said, we do have a room fight coming up, and Shabu can't heal her,
When can you next heal?
After a combat.
After a combat. Well, I'll just have to hope that...
Not so full after all.
The one time where I will grant that.
I was just thinking of, I guess one other alternative would be wandering around to trigger a hunger event. And
oh, yay! Let's do the Shambler while we're at it.
I swear the game loves to troll people with those Shambler orbs. Like, I know it generates the dungeons ahead of time, and it doesn't actually do that. But, sweet. But yeah, yes, I know, Sprawl, you might have been able to have, you might know if this has happened to you, but there's been at least twice now where I've been near the end of a dungeon, I throw away my torches to make room for more loot, I have a really good party and camping bonuses going still, and Shambler orb with no torch to use on it.
Always shamble.
Always be shambling.
There we are.
Killed.
So that one is dead.
Mm-hmm.
That one is close. More to the point. Yeah.
Bleed. Oh. So with the dungeon almost over, it might have been better to go for an attack, but then again, there's not much you could have done.
Right.
Zane volunteers. Lord, I was born a shambling man. And now at the very end, he finally rolls above average.
Hooray!
It's the funny thing about averages and everything was I saw a post the other day about this interview. I don't know if it's an interview or a article that Nate Silver wrote, but anyways, about how could you have gotten Donald Trump so wrong? You only pegged him at 2% chance. And he was all apologizing for it and everything. But it's like, dude, 2%, you roll the dice and that's a 1 in 50 chance,
Yeah, that's the thing.
It can happen, right?
Okay. Yeah, this is...
Slightly ajar, so it's safe too.
Hidden treasures.
Excellent.
Wealth beyond measure.
Fair enough. I don't think I could take on the Shambler. Not with the high stress that I've got.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, you probably could, especially since you can now eat some more food and heal them back up. The question is, what kind of... Well, the main thing I'd be worried about... Well, actually, considering that you have an abomination
Lorik
here,
says YOLO.
Slightly ajar, but highly a coffin. You do have a move that hits rank 3 for the abomination. You're good at keeping him transformed. Maybe you swap out whoever's got the ring of sunlight for that 20% health pendant, and
This one?
yeah, and then go for that.
Don't have anything else that keys off of light.
And you can retreat from a Shambler, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you can.
So if things go south.
Okay, so let's eat food.
Mm-hmm.
Last meal.
And as Sprawl points out, would you rather fight a level 3 Shambler, in this case a level 1 Shambler, for artifacts or level 5 Shamblers?
Sure, let's do it. As everyone has said, YOLO, YOLO.
YOLO. Oh, we forgot to tell you to swap your party around. Oh, but you end up with Man-at-Arms up front anyway.
A glint of gold.
Let's see.
If things go south, Lorax says, that means Mike's helicopter crashed. Mike! Can we lose a third Man-at-Arms?
Yes, we can. Alright, let's spend the one turn to get him to position.
I would have considered hexing him to lower... Well, he doesn't have anything to lower, really. Yeah.
Because I can't lower his protection. Stun is not going to happen, so let's just transform and do damage.
I would agree. I would just say probably non-stop, like the Rake or the one that increases your damage bonus as you do it more.
That's true. Because even though it's not going to do a lot of damage to him, it'll build up for the climbers.
Exactly. Yeah, if you keep doing it, you'll eventually get to one-shot them territory.
The event comes back to this tab and everything's tripping out.
Yep, it is Shambler Town.
See, that's a base 110%.
So
and
150.
That's 150. So that comes out to a 50% chance. Oh, let's go for it.
YOLO.
Yes.
Nice.
This means I can't abyssal whatever it, but...
Sprawl says, have Sway non-stop stress heal abomination. He'll turn human if he maxes out.
Right.
And he'll turn human with an affliction too, so...
Let's see, I can... I'm thinking of moving Sway one step forward so that she can harvest or slice off if necessary.
That's fine. I would at least give him one dose of the banjo, or the banjo-lele, whatever that is, so that he'll be taking less stress when he stresses himself.
That's true.
That buff.
My banjo-lele. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this for the hope of less speed.
Drat. Oh, he will stay beast if he goes virtuous, however.
Oh, good to know. Should I do this in case, because I know he's going to?
Yeah, so some of the clapper claws. Yeah.
So let's do it.
Sprawl says that had happened to him the other night on the final fight, and it saved his butt. Yeah, gonna think of it. Riposte is a good one to set up for the Man-at-Arms because all of his advance and retreat things are. Drat. His advance and retreat things are full party.
So that even doesn't do a lot of damage. It's still a little bit, though. Yeah. On the other hand, I could...
debuff the clapper claws?
Yeah, because their dodge is really high.
Excellent. And you can always have the...
Why going after the Jester? Why?
Why so serious?
Yeah, seriously, why would they even?
Yeah, good call there. I guess you'll need to have Manuel healer. Oh, yeah, and that's Rav, so yeah.
Then...
I guess your choices are either to stun them or to stun the Shambler. Roll your 50-50 every time.
Let's try to stun the Shambler. There we go.
No, so far so good.
Clap on, clap off the clapper claw. And then let's go ahead and do some stress healing.
Right.
I kind of want to do the harvest, but I'll have to hold off for now.
Yeah, I think this is, there we go, about time. I mean, this is working. What you've got now.
So yeah, if they both, well, of course they don't.
Right. Either way, Rake will take care of one of them.
Right.
There we go. Then the Man-at-Arms could probably either stun or kill the other one. Or reset up his riposte. Yeah, because the Shambler on his turn will do one of his moves to bring another clapper claw because one of them's down. So.
And I need to actually do damage to
it.
I can't just, fight the clappers.
Right.
That works because now you can try the Eldritch.
Oh, that's not good. And he's bleeding, so...
Yep, that's a potential death.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wish that the DOTs would... it just sucks they count for...
Right. Well, that's unfortunate, but not a whole lot I can do about it, because I have to heal him up.
Here we go. That'll help.
Okay. Yeah, let's move her in, because I have to start getting rid of some of these people.
Yeah. Figures. Jeez.
Yeah, I think I might just have to bail on this, just because there's such a significant chance of me dying.
Right.
Because I can't hit them.
Yeah. You had some fairly good RNG with the stunning him, and then and then the entire group's about to stress.
Yeah. Once it's my turn, I'm going to try to run.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of stress that
Right.
just got doled out.
Walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
Of course, doing so means that, everybody's going to go crazy, but...
Right. Not too far from the truth in this one, but...
Yep, I am bailing.
Yep.
Assuming I can, there might be some people dying.
Find it in no short supply.
I was expecting him to finish going crazy, too.
Oh, so Sway is not going to let me. Nice. Oh, let's...
Wow, if they can prevent you from running, that's, Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Mike. I think every person gets a chance to... Well, not a single virtue roll either.
Right.
There we
There we
go.
go. So absolutely everybody lost their ever-loving minds. But quest complete, so... Yeah, in that case, the RNG just worked a little bit too badly against me.
Yeah. Yeah, you kept
It was
rolling,
worth a shot.
You kept rolling misses and minimum damage on those rakes, and
Right.
you couldn't keep the clapper claws down.
That's the thing, it's like, if you can't keep the clapper claws down, then there's nothing you can do.
Right.
Because they will absolutely straight up maim you. Stress damage, that's not very good.
Like Manuel had a very...
Gosh.
I think Manuel from kind of overdose on fear there. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Lorax. YOLO was right. We did all survive at least.
Huh. Well, that's kind of
Met at
neat.
the bridge by a jubilant crowd, the caretaker credits a thick fog and early departure time.
Supply
Safe
and
arrival.
provision costs changed by 50%.
Huh.
Neat.
I wonder if it's kind of inverted to how...
Well, Sprawl, after the shuffle happened, is when I was, when I was hitting it.
Yeah, we were bowling it over, and then
Ooh! What's that? That fly font guy?
that's a new damage.
Very nice.
Yeah, it used to be pretty much only... Well, that one may or may not be new.
And Ven is finally out of... Ven is finally out of the brothel, and Wayne is now in the search for class.
Yeah, well, we're talking about it
Right.
on the shuffle, right. Just a worst case scenario.
But my thing was, and I knew that he had moves like that, and I knew that even if I managed to take down the clappers, I still was a little bit over halfway done with them, or a little bit less, rather. So, mathematically speaking, I just did not have a very good chance of making that happen.
Right. Yeah, the fact that you had built up to a 60% damage on Rake, and it was still doing like low damage on those guys, that was just very unfortunate.
Something has to be wrong there, because it seems like the plus 15%, like you said, it should be doing half again damage by that point, and it just wasn't.
And it wasn't, right.
So,